There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment. And here, we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. And welcome to the show, everybody. I want you to go ahead and text everybody you know, call everybody you know. This is going to be a very impactful episode, and it's going to be very needed. And there's a lot of, yeah, and you give us a call, talk to us, and comment in. And Rochelle, how are you? We've had a wonderful day, haven't we?
We have. I did not wake up with this much energy, but it's building. I'm a little nervous because I might not sleep early today. But it's been so powerful and so impactful with the knowledge and the characters that we get to have here with us through this human experience of life. And today we get to have nobody other than Valeriya. And if I mess this up, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm going to let her say her name so that I get it right every time after that. So, Valeriya, thank you for being here. How are you today?
Oh, I am so blessed and I'm so perfect because before you, my beautiful soul has appeared. So we have already chatted and tuned into so nice energy with Kevin. And actually, I didn't know that I would be enveloped from both sides by so much care and attention and love and the frequency of warmness that I can scale even here in Norway. It's cold now, it's snowy, we have storm, it's still minus degrees, but I feel so warm and welcome in your show, guys. My name is Valeriya Hjertenaes, and yes, I do love so much your last note about spreading the hope. It's so important, especially now in these challenging times. We should stay together, united. We are so much stronger for delivering the message of hope. And I hope that I hope that I can enhance this hope in togetherness with you, Kevin and Rochelle. This is my very, 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 very great pleasure. Let's rock.
Well, and I have to tell you, she was involved with Miss World Congeniality, and she congeniality. Anyway, she seems. And she seemed very congenial, and I wanted to touch bases with this first of all because Rochelle, she has ADHD. She has you have all the letters, don't you, Rochelle?
Yeah, pretty much, almost, and probably more that I never got diagnosed with. But Valeriya, I was just stoked that we were going to be able to talk to you about something so specific today, and a form of work that you do in helping people understand is the word neurodivergence. And so what is that? What does it mean?
Yes. What kind of animal and product or so is that? Ironically enough, I've been shared already with Kevin before we started going like viral alive that, it is so cool and stretch at the same time that I have discovered this term which has changed totally my life just 1.5 years ago, probably. Though I've been diagnosed with OCD, it's obsessive compulsive disorder, which now, of course, lives alone. It lives with depression, it's with anxiety, with, I think, bipolarity for 15 years ago. And it was, of course, a very challenging time of my life. I made in Soviet, and it's still huge taboo, stigmatization, prejudice in this society, though we're doing better now in Ukraine. I'm from Ukraine, very proud Ukrainian, but still at that time, even acknowledging for myself that I was not actually as other of my friends or family, it was huge trauma for me because I didn't understand from the beginning what is going on, and it was really severe episodes of intrusive thoughts which led to depression. And if people don't know what actually intrusive thoughts, that kind of thoughts with very special harmful meaning that actually they are so radically anti you. And for me at that time, I used to work in the orphanage for kids with, actually now I know, neurodivergence, with mental challenges, and it was my passion, and I wanted to adopt kids. And at the same time, I started getting intrusive thoughts that I was harming those kids so much, and I was so scared when I could experience first like couple of milliseconds picture. I believed, okay, I do believe in God, so strongly. So I ran actually to the church, and I basically was there 2 days and 2 nights, like praying and asking God, why actually you chose me to be this dangerous person? Because I believe if I start seeing those intrusive thoughts, it's actually my identity. And next step will be I will be harming those kids. But I had no idea about obsessive compulsive disorder. It's actually obsessions, right? It's thoughts, but they are not us. They are not our identity. And can you imagine how painful was my way first to acknowledge for myself actually that I'm this worst person in the world, that actually I am thinking and planning to hurt those kids. And like, yeah. And long story short, it took almost 2 years when I came with all these big tears in my eyes to my Norwegian doctor and said, I'm so bad person, you have no idea, you cannot imagine. I'm not worth living. You have no idea what I'm seeing like in my mind. And he's like, Valeriya, let's talk together. And I couldn't dare, but I felt like so low and depressed. So actually, I already was like quite suicidal, because I believed if it's just going on, I'm not worth living. And it was nice that he facilitated, the conversation, because in Norway it's less prejudice and taboo, and they are more familiar with depressions. They have also something like dark depression. And when I just start talking, he's like, you know what? No, you actually, because I claimed that Halvard, it's the name of my, I'm crazy. I got crazy, and I'm not worth living because I'm crazy. I got these crazy thoughts. And then he reassured me, no, you know what? Because you understand that there is something wrong. That means actually, right, your kind of fresh uh, brain's cognitive connections understand that there is something actually disruptive going on. And that means actually you are not identified with these thoughts, right? And it's kind of battle in your brain. And he started explaining about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and actually it's like it's in waves, it comes and goes, and it's a lot of story. But since that day I understood that, okay, I was not good enough, I was broken, I was disordered, I was disabled. I put all these labels on myself. I like really, hide me from the whole world, because how you can actually wake up next morning and understand that the whole your life actually you should live with this broken mind, and then you believe that everybody else much better than you. Yes. And but just 2 years ago, I all of a sudden, while I was in mental institution for 4 weeks, because it was a really severe episode after the war broke in Ukraine, and my parents were refugees, they were in capture, and I have adopted 2 kids from Ukraine with neurodivergence. I have, instead of putting my mask like in the plane, I put a lot of mask on everybody and then on me. So I was already like this. And then I understood that I need help myself. And thankfully, I knew that I had special mind, I had special brain, and this special brain needs special tools, help, and therapy. And I decided to be a very responsible mother and actually the citizen of society and community. And I drove myself to the mental institution. You know what? I need help. And I try to be so clearly, like radically open, honest with my kids, with my friends, with everybody, that yes, I am making this conscious, responsible choice. Actually, to be even more strong, resilient, to come better, to be better citizen, to be better help in community, to be better mother for my kids, right? So neurodivergence, neurodiversity, I discovered this term while I was there. Believe me or not, because I started like searching for different tools how I could help myself, and I found one article about ketamine therapy. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yep.
And then I just read that, okay, ironically enough, it will be funny, but that Elon Musk used sometimes ketamine therapy for his depression. I was like, if this guy has depression, so maybe I'm not that broken after all. I was like, kind of, oh my God. And then in these articles, because he is like aware about his neurodiversity with ADHD, I was like, oh my God, what is neurodiversity? And then, like, immediately I Googled, of course, and I found out, oh my God, it was in 1998, Judy Singer, sociologist in Australia, she coined this term. Very actually simple and easy. It's biodiversity of our brains. It's actually that we have fingertips all different. We almost 8 billion people in the world. We have DNA all different, right? We have, snowflakes, since actually the our Mother Earth has been created. There is no same snowflake which comes every single day. So why we love biodiversity and embrace it is important that our system can survive, but it's also so beautiful and unique, right? It's actually, and we love botanical gardens because it's diversity of flowers. Lily never competes with daffodils, roses never competes. It's the same about neurodiversity. It's cognitive diversity, or it's actually advocating that our brains are wired differently, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. Our brain perceive information and this world differently, and we should embrace it, not from like pathological side, not from deficit based model, but from strengths based model, because these same traits actually also bring a lot of like cool stuff and talents actually, right? And we just have to reframe first language. And I understood, wow, even if I'm talk to myself that I'm not disabled, I'm not disordered, I'm not just patient, I'm not a sick person, I am unique, I'm just different, I'm neurodivergent. And there start my advocacy, being in mental institution, being in my pajama. And the very first podcast of my show, Diversity is Game Changer, was actually run in my pajama in this mental institution, and I call it Pijcast. Believe me or not, this is so true, and I am so radically open, honest. I am talking on my show every single time that, guys, once I will open my Pijcast and I will be inviting all people in very cool pajamas actually to my show. You know why? And you also guys are invited, because I'm planning to move to US. Why? Because during the day, especially neurodivergent people, we are wearing a lot of masks. We filter, we hide everything. But while we are back home and we don't need to play all these social roles and change all the time this mask, we can relax. Okay, we can take our pige or something and we can be totally ourselves. And I would like really to invite people in peace, and we can talk so honestly, so boldly, radically, like, ourselves without all these masks. So neurodiversity, let's celebrate uniqueness of our brains. It's biodiversity of our brains, natural variations of human wiring. That's it.
Amazing.
Well, I am so happy that we are getting a little bit more mainstream about some of these things, that our brains are wired differently, and the thought that we all need to be doing the same things and have the same thoughts at the same time really doesn't work for us, because everybody's unique and everybody's different. But Rochelle is very unique in what she does and her thought patterns, aren't you, kid?
Yeah, I am like a everything person, and I used to hate that, Valeria. I used to hate that I was everything. You know what I mean? It was, everybody tries to put you in these boxes and you get these labels, and they told me, Rochelle, you've got this and you've got this and you've got this and you've got this and you've got this, and there was all these things all the time. But we just talked with somebody earlier about sensitivity being your superpower, and anything that you think is out of the ordinary about you is a superpower. Not to look down on that and not to see that, because it frees you and allows you to actually be who you are. You can't put yourself in some boxes and only wear the same hats at certain times. Right, Valeriya? You have to have that time to say, oh, okay, this is who I am. Here are my pajamas, and here's how I'm feeling, and this is how I'm perceiving my life right now. Was it almost a shock to you to make that change? Or was it exciting?
Oh, it's how I have
Both.
already heard, and we talked with Kevin before the show. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's still every single day, huge job and discipline. And because I don't think I have just OCD, I'm sure I have also ADHD. Like you, I'm like all the time everywhere, and I have so many ideas. I'm so creative,
Mhm.
and I don't typical linear thinker, or I'm definitely not a person that can just be on office schedule and sit at the table and present. Because I have 2 master's degree. I do speak 7 languages, learning my 8th language now, and I'm pursuing industrial PhD together with Stanford. And all my ideas really break through. They have never happened in the classroom. I'm sitting there, kind of furniture. I understand I should be there. I try to be very active, but I don't know. There is some locking in my that if I should be locked in this special space and sit on this special pose and do what other people say to do. I don't know. My creative brain just freeze. I have special place in my house on the floor always, and basically I'm not all best in my pajama. It's true, I am most productive. My kids even know that. And I could discover during my second master degree, it was knowledge management, that it was coined some term. You can, if you want, dive in afterwards, and you can Google. It's called ba. It's just 2 letters, ba. And it's 2 Japanese researchers. They have created it's a very special spiritual environment or very special place just for you, that you can find your most creativity. You feel really your energy is balanced between mind, soul, and body. You feel so relaxed. You
Uh-oh.
Oh my golly, man. Today's really testing us.
It is.
We've been talking with Valeriya. Her last name, I think I can do. So, Hjertenaes is her last name.
Hjertenaes.
Yes, perfect. But we can't hear
Hjertenaes.
you. We can't see you. If you want to redo your video, we're going to take our first break. And Kevin, I just want to say to you that I think it is so powerful that not only she stepped out of herself enough to say, I need help, but took this time and the space to allow that journey, and probably learned so much by being there with other people that the way that we maybe view that is completely wrong. So maybe
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And by the way, she is the only person that I know who's gone from OCD to PhD, and also neurodiversity is a game changer. That is the podcast that she created when she was in her pajamas, and she's invited us to be in our pajamas, which means I would have to go buy pajamas. Do you have pajamas, Michelle?
I have more pajamas than regular clothes. I'm one of those.
That's
like
my girl. That's
comfy
my
clothes.
tribe. My friends, they know. If you don't know what to find, actually, the best gift for me, always buy a new pajama, which is very and especially pink and maybe with cartoons. This is the best ever. Most my creations, like my book now, from OCD to PhD, between the journey between patient and doctor, or this method I have discovered, or a lot of it has happened always in my pajama, and it's pink is my favorite color, and it's always Snoopy or Disney or cartoon, and koala, it's my sacred animal. And if it's koala, then I have my koala space. I really you also? You love koalas?
Oh, we there's a quick story we have to say about that. Michelle, go ahead.
Oh, yes. Oh, Okay, never mind. Everybody just hold on to your pants because this roller coaster doesn't have a train. So let's go ahead and take that first break and we'll give her time to come back.
And we will be right back, everyone. Why is it, do you suppose, that we are our own harshest critics, maintaining a standard for ourselves that we would never demand of a friend? We mistake self-criticism for discipline, but real growth requires a different environment, one of self-compassion. When we quiet the internal judge, we find the clarity and the energy we need to actually improve. True strength begins with the peace you make with yourself. We often look for strength in what we can build or defend, but the most enduring strength is found in the quiet architecture of our character. It begins with integrity, the courage to ensure our inner reality matches our outer world. This requires a commitment to truth-telling, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. Truth is the ground upon which trust is built. Without it, there is no foundation. From that foundation grows kindness. Real kindness isn't a passive act, it's a deliberate choice to see the humanity in others even when they're at their most difficult. Yet because we're all human, and when we falter, forgiveness becomes our most vital tool. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrong. It is the strength to release the weight of resentment so we can keep moving forward. So your point to ponder for today, if you lead with integrity and truth and finish with kindness and forgiveness, have you ever truly lost anything? And welcome back to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin. Brachelle is right there. And Brachelle, I want you to tell the story of the koala bear, but we need to have her come back first. I think you're muted.
No, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear.
I'm just kidding. No.
I love that.
Yeah, I
You
would
had
love
that look
to.
of indignation on your face that, what do you mean? You can't hear me? Of course you can hear me.
What? What do you mean? No. Hello. Yes, but I want to be able to share that story with her, and I hope that she joins us back in. Today's been like the last hour and a half has been like the example of the roller coaster of life and flowing through the journey and how you respond rather than react, because right now I could let this probably upset me a little bit, you know what I mean? But the things that you can't control, you let go, right?
Exactly. And just let it be.
I know. You know what? You're gonna have to put that. Well, never mind. I won't put it in that way because you're gonna be like, I'm gonna die first, whatever. How you do, but let me make sure that our team reaches out to Valeriya and make sure that she tries to come back before I've got to jump. And there was actually a little bit of a delay in the plane, so I've got a little extra time. You see how everything lines up?
It does indeed. It does indeed. And, I want to touch bases on neurodiversity because that's a new term. And a lot of people have no idea what it is. Some people associate it with maybe, I don't know, different, what are the new terms that I'm unfamiliar with? Obviously, it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I don't have to go
knew it.
because she's back with us, and Valeriya, welcome back. How are you?
Perfect. I was afraid that I'll be. No, I was not. I'm trusting the law of universe. Everything happens always in the best, in the right moment with the right pace and in the right mode. So maybe you guys needed to talk behind my back a little bit.
I was just saying, I believe, I trust, and I've got a little extra time because there was a delay in me having to leave so soon. And I've got a story, Valeriya, I'd love to share with you. But first, everybody, we've been talking with Valeriya Hjertenaes. And Valeriya, do tell us real quickly about your show.
Yeah, so my show, Diversity is the Game Changer. Like I've said, it's my Pishka, started mental institution, decided to really frame the narrative about neurodiversity when I discovered it was so therapeutical and healing effect on me, just to know that I'm not a disabled, disordered person. And now, actually, you know, we are not our thoughts, but we are the person who is talking mostly with ourselves. And it's so important how we position ourselves for us, right? And it's everything about self-empowerment, self-resilience, and self-management, and self-leadership. We should start from that, because leadership, it's a responsibility and it's a visibility, and you can really spread the message by your actions. And I decided, actually, I was invited by my very good friend. He has a podcast and magazine in Australia, and he has reached out to me and said, "Oh, you're Mrs. Congeniality, and you were in Cannes Festival on red carpet. Probably it's so amazing experience. I would like to ask about your advocacy for sustainable fashion." And then I said, "Alan, okay, but you know, maybe I'm not that fashionable now. I'm in my pajama in my mental institution. You still want to interview me?" He was in shock. He's like, "Of course I do." And actually, it was my very first podcast experience on Spotify. It's podcast The Official Concept. And I was featured on the cover of this magazine. And we have a beautiful conversation over 3 hours. Like, we've known each other for ages. He's like, "Valeriya, I've doing this for 7 years. I have never actually had this show like over 3 hours. It was like 3 minutes." And he told me, "You have this energy. It's contagious. You have to open and start your show." And I said, "I have no idea how you do it." He's like, "Come on, you have 2 masters, not PhD. I can teach you. I can help you. We got it." And he really, like, you know, I call him my podcast guru. And he say hi to you, because he knows even now that I'm together with you guys, because we still like talk every single day, you know. And he taught me everything, all the steps. And I came to the idea while I was walking like in the forest, like every morning, okay, what actually the message I would like to bring out to the world? The diversity, really, cognitive diversity is the game changer, because modern challenges now increasing, like, we have this world, like we have so many challenges that are so complex, and we cannot solve them by thinking, like, you know, like just the same, we are the sameness. We really have to have so biodiversity or rainbow, colorful rainbow of minds to solve all these problems. And especially you know, it's in all kind of relationship now. It's a family, it's a friendship, it's organizations, because statistically now every 5th person is neurodivergent. And I'm speaking just about statistic of people who are identified, who has the possibility to get access to be identified. Can you imagine in India, in China, in Africa, people, they have never access to get pay a visit to a doctor, right? How they can be diagnosed or identified. So now in Generation Z, it's scaling enormously, you know, with all this information stream from all the possible angles. It's so much noise, it's so much challenging environments our teenagers and youngsters operate in. So of course everything that disturbs mind in so many ways. So, but at the same time, like I said, these traits, these very same traits, they can be so unique to solve the problem, right? Because people like you and me, if you have mentioned, Brichelle, you have probably ADHD or all these letters, right?
Yes.
So we are excelling in innovation, creativity, hyper focus, system thinking, pattern recognition, divergent thinking, risk intelligence. Now, you know, many people in Silicon Valley, and especially AI and tech, that are especially actually having recruiting campaign with people who has divergent thinking, who really thinks out of box, right? Because ironically enough, it has been always for decades and actually centuries, people who has this special minds, they propel the society, like Einstein, Nikola Tesla, everybody. But ironically enough, we don't fit.
Well, I was going to say, Valeriya, because they used to call somebody like that who thought out of the box, they called that a genius. Like an Einstein, like a Tesla, like a Edison. These people that have the ability to think outside the box, where other people are going, Wow, where'd you come up with that? I never thought about that. That's kind of unique. That's kind of different. And I wanted to make this point too, and tell me if you agree with this. I think we use the term disabled far too much in the world. I think that we are all different. We all have got different brain patterns and different chemistry. Now, granted, if you have a physical problem, then you need help with that. Then we need to make it accessible to everybody. But I think to label somebody like yourself who was Miss World Congeniality and has got a PhD and a couple of doctorates, and to label you disabled in any way not only is stupid, but it is counterproductive to the individual, isn't it? Because you're not that. Somebody said you were that, but you're far from that. You're not that. And I want everybody who's listening to this to understand that no, you are what you choose to be, and don't let anybody tell you that, oh no, you're disabled, you can't do that, or you're dyslexic, or I have a granddaughter who's got autism, and they're trying very hard to give her a normal life, whatever that means, and stuff. So what do you think about that? Do you think that we use disability or disabled way too much?
I do completely agree. That's why actually I'm writing now TED Talk, like from, like I said, from OCD to PhD, and with capital letters, fonts, it will be not disability, but plus ability, not weakness, but uniqueness, not disorder, but disorder or different order.
Or superpower, as Brichelle says. Right, Brichelle?
Yeah, because Valeriya, what you just said tells me that we've got all these people, 1 out of 5 people who are a genius thinks that they are less than when what makes them unique is so beneficial to the entire world.
And we have started so early actually from school system. I think I can see I have already mentioned I have adopted 2 kids, and one of them is very, very like neurodivergent and all this spectrum of the letters. But I call her unique all the time, and I really, really encourage her to focus on her strength. Like maybe she cannot really put a description of what's going on through the day with a lot of words. She's not that verbal, but she's so creative. She can. Since she was 3 years old, she could sit actually and make a drawing in totally 3D. Like, we had no idea. And her sense of orientation, for example, and how she speaks, she's like horse whisper as well. She's with animals, and school system, when she went to normal, what is normal, school, right? They scored her all the time, and she was like always, I was calling to the school that she was not good enough, and that and that and that. Of course, it was source for bullying all the time, right? But that she's bilingual or 3 languages she's operating now, that she's like drawing, it's not accountable. And then of course they put so much pressure because they really have system like box system for everybody, even to put all these labels already, and they now promote more and more to use this, even the word like diagnosis, it's already so negative word for a kid, right? And kid who actually can hear about another kid, it spreads.
I was afraid of that.
It's gonna make me psycho, but
this medicine or protocols or something. So for us, I think we have to. Can you hear me?
Yes, but we cannot see you anymore. Just so you know.
I can see you and I can see me.
Well, then we'll just keep going, and because a lot of the platforms were on our audio anyway. So keep with that thought, Valeriya.
Okay, but so you can't see me anymore?
No, it's okay, but we can hear you.
Okay. So, we have to start really with raising awareness and explaining even the term neurodiversity so early as at school, because it gives so much. First of all, we should go really in the system with 3 steps. It's raising awareness, it is education, right? It's raising awareness and education, and then it's about knowledge between kids and between grown up and kids, and then it also the path to services, to adjustments, because why we should always get approach from problem strengths, from deficit based model. If we have any kind of challenge and we know adjustment, or we can try to put all our energy and focus to find the solutions, we can really marinate it through the solutions and turn into the strength, right? That's why, and it's so important to start reframing so early, even at school system, that the kids, they don't put these labels on themselves already so early, and like you, Kevin, said, like disabled, right? Because they immediately, like, it spreads so, especially between kids now, and now it's so unfiltered, it's like everywhere. So we should know you're unique, it's your strength, it's your special mission, vision, calling in this life, because all of us, we have unique voices, and we had to put all our energy there, because we know where focus goes, energy flows. We should teach that our kids, right? Put your focus and energy what you love to do, be the best in it, and then you have like really the best time. You don't need to be like anybody else. Everybody else is already taken.
Yep. I'm thinking too, Kevin, if you really think about it, we're all disabled, because what does that mean? You're not able. There's something that all of us are not able to do. There's many things, that's okay, but
I know, I can't pronounce names.
Yeah, but rather than thinking, because I think about myself, Valeriya, especially, I know you can vouch for, I'm not less than, I'm more than. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like there's more of me, there's not less of.
It's true, and actually, I think also it's so ironic. Like I said, we are really people who thinking out of the box. We are engineering a lot of solutions. We are propelled the society, but ironically enough, we don't fit in. We're kind of stuck on the fringe, and it's killing us, because they teach all the time that we have this neurotypical system, and we have to fit all the time. But why we cannot reframe the question? Why we cannot encourage to build that system? That system actually can embrace, champion, and try to get leverage and benefit from our uniqueness.
Exactly.
Why it should not be two-way street? What did you say?
I was just going to say, I'm excited about the work that you're doing to get the information out there, because good heavens, people, this is 2026. We shouldn't be, we should be a lot more diverse than we are. We should be accepting of our diversity. We should celebrate our diversity, because we all get to be different. And I want want everybody to think about this. The person that you are diagnosing as a neurodivergent and they're less than, they could make a cure for cancer. Or they could be the next person to cure a major disease. Or they could be, I don't know, Miss World Congeniality. They could do anything, right?
Absolutely right. That's exactly what I'm teaching my kids, and not teaching, because every parent probably know teaching kids by your words. Don't waste your time. You should do it by your actions, because whatever you say, they will be copying what you're doing, right? So I'm trying to actually, and they know me, they know the purpose of my show. They have been visiting me while I was in this mental institution, and that's why I'm so proud. When a couple of months ago, it was very challenging situation in the life of one of my daughters. She's a teenager now. I understand it's very challenging period with hormones and every 16 and a half. She came to me instead of lock herself or start harming herself first, and then we should have been discovered. She came to me and said, Mom, I have so much pain in my soul. I believe I have depression, and I have even some suicidal thoughts. I need help. Can you please take me to the doctor? Because she said a lot of her friends, they start harming themselves already, and then school all of a sudden, when it was already so tragical, found out about this. But she said, you have always showed us and taught that there is nothing to be ashamed of. This is not weakness, this is strength to ask about help, professional help. And it's okay to not be okay. So I'm so, of course, I was devastated. It was so painful for me. I'm a mother, I understand. But at the same time, by probably showcasing, by being a role model the whole life about my situation, and that you really have a powerful tools now, a lot of therapy, a lot of help that you should ask, that's for sure, before it can happen, even like the worst case scenario, right? She came to me and said, Mom, really, I have so much pain in my soul and I don't know what's going on. I am freezing. Sometimes I have kind of panic attacks at school because she has experienced so much mobbing and I need to see a doctor. And today she came from her counselist as well, but it was not like I pushed her, let's go to psychology or psychiatrist. No, she asked me, and she's just 16 and a half. And I'm so happy that she already has this awareness that she can spread message to her friends, right? Because I know many friends, and especially many teenagers, they're now struggling enormously because they are bumped all the time, 24/7 from all this social media. It's so harmful because on social media, everybody's so perfect. It's filtered, it's masked, it's chatbots, it's curated images. So when you scroll, especially for teenagers, they don't understand how they can find themselves, how to be ideal or perfect. But what is actually to be perfect? It is a huge, huge problem. And I think I was raised like without even, we didn't have like phone. And at one point, actually, I'm so happy I could experience kind of normal childhood, because we were spared from all this like noise 24/7, and then you really don't know. There are sometimes so many choices, actually so much distraction, because yeah, how you can navigate through all this information, and especially if you have ADHD or this hyper focus, or yeah, it's very challenging time for teenagers, I believe.
Well, and and I was just going to say, Rochelle has checked out, and apparently we're having connectivity issues, but that's okay because I wanted to mention to you, Valerina, that first of all, congratulations on you being a mom and having your 16-year-old child actually come to you when she needed help. That a lot of kids don't have that support from a parent. So kudos to you. Congratulations for what you're doing.
Thank you so much. It actually, if you can ask about my show and my impact and everything, how actually it's gone. And this was kind of cornerstone for me. It was this special day and this special moment that really clarified even more specially for me exactly what I'm doing every single day by sharing my story, by being so radically open and honest about this, can really save so many lives. Because even my own kids, it's the confirmation that she can come to me and say that and acknowledge, recognize, Mom, I need help. So that's why I think it's so important for all of us now to be united in this very impactful message, to speak, to raise awareness and impact, and spread the message that the uniqueness of our cognitive functions, of our brains, it's actually the beauty. It's beauty, and we really need the complexity of human brains to solve all these complex, challenging problems now in the world.
Oh, I agree. And one of the major problems, and I think it's an epidemic in I know it is in the United States. I'm not sure if it is around the world, but teenage suicide is
Yeah.
a undiagnosed disaster because a lot of parents have no idea of what their children are going through, and they don't have the communication skills, or they do and it just gets out of hand. It's a really, really difficult thing. And Brachelle's back, and I wanted her to chime in because she works with a lot of teenagers, and fear of one of them losing their lives, it's a real deal, isn't it, Rochelle?
Yeah, it is, not only for me, lucky me, but even for them and with their friends. I hear a lot of my little teenagers I've got that they're worried about their friends, or they talk about themselves. And I think that's where we go wrong as adults, is we We don't listen clearly enough, because children will tell you, they will give you hints, and they will show so many signs so far ahead of time. And that's why it's so important for us as adults to do the work and to find that and to provide that space, so that when that does happen and they notice maybe something out of the ordinary is going on with them, like your daughter did, she's willing to come to you. And this one of the 17-year-olds, she came to me and she did the same thing, and just kind of was like, I don't know what to do, because the world I'm in and the friends that I have right now have created a world I didn't want to be my reality. And just to have the space to talk about how she's feeling and what she's going through, and to teach her that she doesn't, just how to handle it. It's there's so much, and giving her grace, trying to understand.
Yeah, I do agree. That's why I'm also teaching them, please, the first hand you can always, it actually can take just a couple of seconds for you just to be curious and actually look into the eyes of another friend, said, how are you? How are you today? Is everything okay? How can I help you? Because, we are so busy, and we are keeping us so busy of being busy all the time now. It's like we have this culture of performance that actually be not busy kind of flow, and it's not true. We have to pause, we have to get special time to reflect, to observe our kids, what they're doing, what they're up to, engaging, and especially the social media. We have to really stop, pause, and see their reactions, how they communicate with you, and body language. It's a lot of things that you can really and energy you can really feel while they're masking something, but we are like all the time busy, and it's better, like, okay, people work so hard now to buy maybe new version iPhone, instead of sit and devote one, I don't know, just half an hour of really like open, curiously listen of your kids, because God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. This is for reason, because we have to listen double as we talk. But we talk so much now, and we don't want to really listen while we are so 100% present. It's about awareness and focus and energy while we are listening. And actually listening for listening, right? Not for answering immediately, because it's also about reaction and responding. If you are listening somebody and already preparing the question, so actually you are not focusing on listen at all. Maybe sometimes people want just to talk, just to be listened, not to be even advised or something, just to give the full information, and then in togetherness you can merge in this situation, create something. But you have to listen.
And I've got some advice for every parent who's listening to me or listening to us, and that is this. When you have a next time you can sit down with your teenager, ask them the question, how are you doing? And then shut up. Look at them in the eyes, hold their hand. How are you doing? Then don't say anything. Let the silence mount until they feel like it's time for them to speak, and then let them speak, and don't tell them what to think. Let them think what they're thinking, and then go get the help that they need. Is that good advice, Valeriya?
Kevin, now I really can show goosebumps, even when you just mentioned that, because I'm so visual. I'm so used to use my imaginary capacity of my brain. I just really can, pictures this. It's so important. I really adore this call to action. Thank you so much. I'm genuinely grateful that you have shared this now. Yes, this is so true. Ask and pause. Not asking just to already automatically hear from the I'm okay, and you already passed by and do your stuff, right? Because teenagers sometimes maybe they tried a couple of times to break this your busyness and actually exclaim and share something, but you were like, oh, on the phone. It's like, no, put your phone back, no, put it aside, and like listen, and like I said, pause, and and give them space, facilitate just this area that they can come to you with all these feelings, everything. No phone, yes, and shut up and listen. Yes, thank you, Kevin, so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. And by the way, Brichelle, go through her information real quick one more time, and then we're going to take a break. And when we come back, it will be Valerina and myself for the last couple of minutes, and then we are, and then it's going to be. Well, it's almost midnight her time. I am so appreciative that you're still speaking in English because you know 7 languages, and when you get tired, you start doing more than one language at a time. I get it. So I really appreciate your time. But Brichelle, her information, if you please.
Yes, Valeriya Hjertenaes has been our guest who is communicating with us here today, and thank you again so much for your time. While I've been thinking about this, it's in the mistakes I think are so important, because kids actually will come to you and tell you when they've made a mistake or how they're feeling, and when you are the one also who says it's okay and you tell them to move on rather than spending that time breaking that down with them, it follows for the rest of their life. So be patient with yourself, be patient with your children, be patient with your friends and your family and everybody. And remember that you have to show yourself grace, compassion, and love before you can truly give that back in a full version of understanding to somebody else. So Valeriya, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to be heading now, and I hope you come back soon to see us. Kevin, thank you so much. And Valeriya, before we take this quick break, please do tell us all the ways that we can find you and your work.
Absolutely. And of course, I would like not feel much of your precious commodity, your time. I know you have to run to buy a new pajama. That's cool. For our new Pitchcast episode, it will be so powerful, I'm sure. So yes, absolutely. You can find me on the Instagram platform, Mrs. World Congeniality. You can find me on LinkedIn, Valeriya Hjertenaes, Facebook as well. Now I am creating a new homepage, Valeriya Impact Global. So I hope next time it will be not that big pause between our next show. Okay, Brichelle has to leave. She's flying, but I'm sure she's already has a place in my heart. So, you're here.
Bye, everyone. I love you so much.
You have kind of bipolarity, Brichelle.
Yes. I love you, everyone, and I'll see you next week.
Much love, blessing. I hope to see you soon. And please take so good care of yourself. I do love your energy. I can feel it, really. I do appreciate so much you've been here.
And you can borrow my pink pajamas if you want to. Have a great day, kid.
Come get them later. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Bye, Rochelle.
And by the way, I need to take this quick break, and when we come back, the floor is going to be yours. We're going to talk about your work, where you're going, your podcast, and by the way, your upcoming book that you are in the process of creating, correct?
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward. So yes, let's
I'll be
have this a little bit embodiment, yes, and a couple of breath work while we have our break, and then we can rock further.
And I'm going to play the station break, and then there's something that I want to play for you because it's important that I play this for you. So we'll be right back in less than a minute, everybody. You're listening to Positive Talk Radio Network. We're on a mission to entertain, enlighten, empower, and educate through inspiring music, dynamic conversations, and yes, laughter. Join me, Kevin McDonald, and Brichelle as we declare our freedom from hate, division, and fear, and celebrate a better way of living. Go to positivetalkradio.net to find out more. Here's another point to ponder by Positive Talk Radio. In a dark room, a single candle was lit. That tiny flame chased away the shadows, filling the space with hope. Your courage, your kindness, and your light may seem small at times, but it can change someone's entire world. Never underestimate the power you already carry inside. Even the smallest flame can ignite a fire that transforms lives. You are listening to Positive Talk Radio, where stories of hope come alive. And welcome back to Positive Talk Radio, everybody. My name is Kevin McDonald. Brichelle has checked out for the day, and But Valerina, you are still with us, and that commercial that I played, the candle, I played that for you because you are the light that is going to illuminate a room, that's going to let people understand more about divert.
Neurodiversity, cognitive diversity, biodiversity,
But
uniqueness.
I was gonna say biodiversity, and I said, "Oh no, that's not right," and stuff. But you are spectacular at what you're doing. You've got the podcast, and the book is coming out in the fall, I do believe. Is that right?
Yes, I'm now enrolled in couple of projects, some collaborative book which is called Permission to Flourish and Rise and Shine, and share your stories. It will be probably in a couple of months, and then it's my book From OCD to PhD, the journey between patient and doctor, and it's very powerful I think story. First of all, of course, it's based on my experience story, which makes me so humble, and I hope people will like it and can find something useful and impactful there. But also I have created a special leadership architecture framework, how you can nurture, how you can leverage, how you can untap the potential of neurodivergent minds. I also actually chemistry, it took me also a couple of months, probably even more, to teach to pronounce that. So it's about my 5E enablers method, which is it's a circle human-centered regenerative leadership framework. It's 5E that don't not like linear, like I said. They are empowering each other, and the most important in this system to understand that it helps individuals and organization to co-create impactful performance with the complexity of human brains, not against it, not instead. That how you can co-create with these mental uniquenesses we have. We have these special strangers, let's put it like this. And this is very architecture and pathway from unconscious performance to conscious leadership. But before you can lead anybody in this world, because leadership, like I've said already many times, it's responsibility because it's visibility. You should teach how you lead yourself. It's about self-management, self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-consciousness. And for me, any doors in this world, they should open from the very first thing what you can do. It's you have to learn yourself to empathize. First E is empathy. Especially when you are in interaction with neurodivergent minds, people who are hiding all the time, struggling, they used to have all the time to think about themselves. They are not good enough. They are charged. They are, they have experienced so much pain because of stigma, taboo, everything. The worst case scenario all the time, they can meet leader or man or somebody, even in the interconnection, that immediately judge them, and not show them empathy. They will be closing even. It was me so many years. So empathize, empathy. This is the first lock, first key, first, I don't know, it's like the ultimate law. You should develop this deep awareness of your internal partners without judgment, without stigma, without generalized nor taboo. You should operate from radical openness, compassion, genuine curiosity, and kind of beginner smile. Like, don't put all these labels on all those people. It's how I try to teach myself every day, because we already have this luggage, right? We have so much experience. So when we experience new situation, we immediately, our first pattern to label, this is like that, this is person like that. But no, try sometimes actually unlearn your patterns and just to be with beginner's mind. Let me think, let me not again grab in my prejudice. So this is real, true, genuine empathy can do and open this door. This is first E. Next one is evolve. You should intentionally redesign the belief, like that, and teach. You should evolve yourself. You should educate yourself, gain knowledge, listen to the podcast, like your beautiful show. Teach from this podcast, from conversations, gain this knowledge, share your expertise. develop your skills. It's very important. It's number two. The third one is evaluate. It's about fresh feedback. So many people in our life, especially executives, they cannot get feedback. They don't like it at all, especially feedback when can challenge their perspectives. But feedback is golden gems. It's how you can evolve and learn all the time. You should reflect, right, and get this feedback. It can be a bridge to the new, better version of yourself instead of barriers. Next one, it's enhance. Then you can enhance your clarity, decision-making pattern, negotiation skills, cultural competence, emotional intelligence, and of course, your competence about neurodivergent minds. And the last one, it's about empowerment. But first, like I've said, it's self-empowerment rooted in your deep awareness, empathy, consciousness, compassion. And then by self-empowering, you can lead others. It can be your stewardship. And it's again and again in new situation, new interaction, again, empathy, evolve, evaluate, enhance, empower, and on and on, on and on. It can be really nice, tires for you.
Well, you are brilliant with what you talk about, and I just want to share with everybody that to be empathetic costs nothing. To be kind costs nothing. To smile at a stranger costs nothing. Yet it can have a impact that is huge. I used to drive a bus, and I would smile at somebody, and nobody had smiled at them all day long. And you have the ability to change that. So we need to be empathetic. We need to be kind. We need to self-empower ourselves. All the things that you just said. I love that so much. You are so gifted.
Thank you so, so much. And even now, when we started our show, you gave me this beautiful smile, said, and it's already lifted up and made my late now. I was like, I felt immediately like, oh my God, this is the moment that we live just right now. We believe our mind always jump between past and the future, but we live right now. And like you said, 1 second of giving genuine smile and empathy to the person can really save not just his day, his life. Maybe it's this one actually can give the last drop of hope that no, I cannot give up. I cannot. This look at this person, he gave me a smile, right? So this is so, so important. Thank you so much for being you, making great impact. And I'm so blessed that actually this evening now, you're smiling to me, I'm smiling to you, and we make this, I'm sure we make also this change.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, it's not nighttime anymore. It's morning time. It's after midnight your time.
And now I'm starting my day with you. You see, amazing. I'm envy myself. I finished my night and I start my morning with you, Kevin.
Not a twofer. At the end of the night and the beginning of the morning. But Valeriya, and give us your last name so that I don't screw it up, please.
Valeriya Hjertenaes.
Oh, very good. And go to Instagram. You can find her there. Her website is coming soon, and you got to come back. Will you come back and talk to us some more when you get a little closer to the book and some of the other projects you've got going on? You're a fascinating guest, and bio and biodiversity and all of its components. It needs to be talked about a lot more, and you're just the one to do it while you're wearing your pink pajamas.
Yeah, that's right, Karen. Exactly. It was, you stole those beautiful gems from my mouth. And next time, of course, I will be more than happy to join you guys. And then let's make it pact that next time we three actually meet in our pij, and we can start out. This is pajamas party.
Can I wear sweats instead? I don't have any pajamas.
Okay, you can give me your address. I can actually send you pajama. Or I can visit you in life. And come in with pajama. And it can be everybody has for the Christmas, a pajama or something. We can actually, you and Michelle be in the same. So, but anyway, thank you so much. Your creativity, it's again, approach out of the box. And I just would again, thank you so much for you being you, making this impactful show. And I want just to say my last words to your beautiful audience that please, everybody here in the audience, remember your mind, even sometimes it can be fighting like mine. It's not your enemy, it's the architecture. Your mental uniqueness is not your weakness, it's your strength. And your healing is not your flaw, it's your wisdom and your potential.
And we call it your superpower.
And we call it superpower.
That's right. Thank you again, young lady, and you'll be able to find this episode on YouTube, and you can find out all the information about her and how to contact her and all that. So go there, and I want to just thank you again. And it's time for you to have maybe a little nightcap, and then it's time for bed. So
meditation, snacks, and gratitude. You will be in my gratitude. Already morning. I wanted to say night meditation because I do have morning and night meditation with gratitude. You and Michelle will be actually now in both.
Have
like me?
Yes, ma'am. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you
so
for
much.
being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.